Hello, Sagittarius, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. This is just a general energy reading for the remainder of the month of October. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's see what energy wants to show up. What is the message from the universe has your back? So, what is the universe doing or supporting you through the rest of this month? What help and assistance is available to you from the universe has your back? Ooh, dragonfly. I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. So be mindful of your intuition. If you're being nudged or pulled or directed in a certain direction, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Ooh, so this gives me that feeling of shadow work, right? I'm feeling strong shadow work was done, or you've had to look at some shadowy areas internally, things within yourself. These can be doubts, negative thinking, insecurities, fears, that sort of energy. I feel like you have faced it. I feel like you've looked at it and you're no longer afraid of that shadowy energy. I feel like you've shed light on that shadow. All right, I was only going to pull one card, but two came up, and we'll take them both. We got the Nine of Wands to the Eight of Pentacles. Straight away with these two coming out, it just gives me that energy of, Nine of Nines talk about getting to the end of the cycle and tens complete them out, right? This talks about, and even when we see this, this is typically the wounded warrior, right? And I'm seeing all those wands usually represent obstacles, challenges, traumas, experiences that you've had in the physical realm. And I see the sun really beaming, supporting you, like the universe having your back, right? As you're allowing these things to fall and behind you. Like these are not in front of you blocking your way anymore. They are behind you. You've overcame those obstacles, challenges, experiences that do feel like they were quite heavy. We have the Eight of Pentacles, and this is talking about really focusing on your work, being, doing your due diligence, but being focused in a direction, working hard at something. No longer I'm feeling, take what resonates, release what doesn't, but I'm feeling no longer being distracted by external influence or external experiences or getting caught up in stuff that really isn't meant for you. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. So this is bringing you towards a celebration, some sort of celebration as far as your stability, your security goes. Underneath that is the Ace of Pentacles towards a new beginning, right? Beautiful energy. When you add that Ace of Pentacles to that Eight of Pentacles, you get the Nine of Pentacles. So that would be an indication of something that you have been working hard on by yourself. Even the shadow work, nobody gets to do your shadow work for you. So those are things that you have to overcome on your own. No one can give you what it takes. Only you hold the power to tap into your strength, courage, confidence, that sort of energy. Face fears and overcome those challenges and that sort of energy. And I feel like you've done just that with what I'm seeing right here. And I feel like you've done it on your own. Six of Swords, another energy of talking about moving forward. So the Six of Swords talks about being spiritually guided to move forward. I do, and I love how calm the water is. I feel like you're doing this with peace in your heart because I feel like it's for a greater good, right? Like I feel like that's what you're looking for emotionally, or that's what you're working towards: emotional stability, security, peace within your realm. I'm seeing this Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and underneath it is the Eight of Wands to the Magician. So this feels to me like something's coming in quite quickly when I'm looking at the Prince of Swords. I'm sorry. It is the page, but in here they call it the prince. I feel like that sword is bringing, it's cutting through something. You see the clouds, it's like parting the clouds. And I feel like it's bringing news, information, some sort of clarity your way. And I feel like this is going to come quite quickly. Another Eight of Wands is a fast moving energy. So this is a lot going on at once. I do feel a lot of communication because this Prince of Swords came out with this. I feel like any fog, confusion, distorted energy, anything like that is going to be severed. Like I feel like there's going to be that sort of truth that comes in with information that really clears the air, is how I'm feeling, and releases you in order to manifest something. And when I hold these two like this, it feels like manifesting something into your physical realm and manifesting abundance, manifesting your creative energy into the physical realm, whatever this is. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. But I am, when I'm going to shuffle the deck, I split the deck, and there's the Queen of Pentacles to the Magician again. So the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this is something that you're working on behind the scenes, and that is something that is going to impact in a very favorable way your pentacle area of life. So this is your physical area of life, can be your relationship, can be your money, can be your career, your job, your home, something like that. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's keep moving. One more card, please. Right, here we go. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Wow, this is interesting to see this. And at the bottom of the deck is the Chariot. I knew I had a vibe with that energy right there. So the Four of Pentacle can talk about being stuck, right? You notice how we have the dragonfly right there, and your reading started with the dragonfly. Very symbolic. Check out the energy, the symbolic meaning of the dragonfly. But what I'm feeling with this, it feels like this specific Four of Pentacles, this feels like a nostalgia to me. It feels nostalgic, like you're looking back on something. Maybe when there are happier days, you were in a, calmer, peaceful, more loving, really soothing energy. And I feel like you're looking back on that. I feel like this just, yeah, look, and I'm splitting the deck. Seven of Cups to the Two of Wands in this deck, where you've had to make a choice or a decision because there was a lot of emotional turbulence. There was a lot of um, smoke and mirrors is what I'm feeling. Maybe emotional manipulation could have even been from that shadow work, emotional neglect, abuse of some sort, right? That sort of energy where you're looking back. I feel this is that Four of Pentacles is talking about reminiscing about days in the past. For whatever reason, I feel like you're taking the good memories with you and you're shedding and releasing the old ones. And I don't even know why I didn't even go into the bottom of this deck. But I did see the Four of Wands earlier in this reading, and this is the Chariot. But to me, I'm seeing the Four of Wands again, where you're rushing forward, you're moving forward to some sort of victory, success, so solid foundation. There is a tower that's coming in. This is divine intervention. So there is something that is coming through, and I feel like it's giving me that energy of that Prince of Swords that we see, where the sort of truth comes in, and it opens things up so you see clearly, you see the truth, right, of a situation, because there is a cycle that it's time to close out. And I feel like this is divine intervention bringing forth this closure. So maybe this was something for a while you really struggled with closing out on your own. I do feel like it's moving, coming, that's absolutely going to be taking place. Wow, and there's the King of Pentacles in order to bring that stability, security, financial success, victory. Whatever this is, I feel like it's a victory in your physical realm. So it can be that home, that family, that relationship, that job opportunity. But I feel like there has been a cycle that you have not seen something about. Like you could have looked at something with all rose colored glasses, and now the truth, that sort of truth, is going to liberate you by bringing the truth and the clarity to you so that you can move forward, closing out that cycle. All right, let's keep moving. Wow, I'm picking up the deck, and look, straight on the bottom, the sun. Bring you to victory, success. I am seeing the sun show up in quite a few of your cards out here as well. So this to me feels like the universe has your back, wanting to lead you to the light, to the success, to the victory, to the happiness, to the joy. Whatever this is for you, take what resonates, release what doesn't. Let's take a look and clarify what this Nine of Wands is about. Show us some messages, give us some insight onto this Nine of Wands. What is this Nine of Wands? Nine of Wands. Clarity on the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the Seven of Wands. Very interesting energy. Tower again at the bottom of the deck. So I want to talk about this because I do first and foremost feel like there is a strong protection, layer of protection around you. You can see these wands down here are trying to attempt to burst your bubble, even this one trying to burst your bubble, that sort of energy. I feel like these are not going to reach you. I feel like this one is. To me, that feels like that sort of truth where you're going to be brought that truth, right? Not so much to burst your bubble, but in order to free you from what looks like is surrounding you with dark energy. And to me, that dark energy feels like lies, deception, manipulation, that sort of energy. And I feel like this wand that's coming in, it's almost like the wand that puts the power back in your hand. Like when this shatters this, I do feel like it shatters, but I feel like it shatters away the darkness and leaves you sitting in the light. I don't feel like any of this lower vibrational energy is going to be able to touch you. And again, I'm seeing, yes, I feel like there has been an imbalance somewhere along the way. I see the Tower, I see the Six of Pentacles, I see the Devil card. I feel like you've been trapped, bound, stuck. I feel more bound is a word I feel to a situation for whatever reason. I'm feeling though you've been bound based on an illusion, based on a lie. I feel like you've been protected during this, or you are being protected during this, but nonetheless, it does feel like that divine intervention is showing up to almost release you from that bondage, right? King of Pentacles again clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. Super awesome energy. Yeah, with this ending is coming something very solid, very stable. So whatever this feel looks like, or whatever this is to me, it's looking like there has been something that maybe you haven't seen clearly, or you were believing in something that wasn't real, something like that, and it's been affecting you with your finances, with your resources, with your physical stability, your financial stability, things in your physical world, even a relationship. I'm feeling this is more I mean, I know relationships are earthly as well, but it feels to me like something along the line of your abundance, your resources, finances, like opportunities to advance in some way. I feel, look it. I'm gonna here. I might as well just do it like this. So with this ending, and I love to see this card. This is the Death card, and with every ending is a new beginning. And if you look right in the center, right, you almost see a whole new world being created. You see an entirely different, scenery, and I'm seeing a lot of blue in here as well with this new way forward. I feel like a new day is dawning for you. Eight of Wands right here. So this is talking about things happening quickly, a lot of movement, a lot of things happening. Right next is the Six of Swords, which is being divinely guided to move forward. This card came out in another reading. I don't remember which reading it was, but I really found it was interesting to see the three birds that are, leading this person forward. Like this news, this information, this communication is guiding someone forward. And then the energies that I feel, like that attack energy, like that energy that caused a lot of chaos, confusion, burdens, baggage in your life, like those are being scared off, is how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like that Tower scares them off. I feel like there is either you have been feeling like you're doing things on your own, or you are doing things on your own. I feel like you've gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge. I feel like you can be successful, or you are successful in your own right on your own. You don't need energy around you that's keeping you bound and, dragging you down, that sort of energy. I feel like that's what's being released. There's that Page of Swords again, except for it was the Prince of Swords in the last one, where the news, the information, the knowledge, what you didn't know is being brought to you in order for you to co create and move forward and manifest abundance, prosperity, good fortune, luck, love, whatever this is for you into your physical realm. So, really strong reading for you, Sag. All right, let's keep moving. Let's look at what the Six of Swords, and again, we've seen the Six of Swords twice, right? And you like going towards calmer waters, going towards more peace, harmony, balance, alignment, right? Can be very nostalgic to look back at the past or to look at the past and only, I feel with rose colored glasses because I feel like when you're looking at the past, you're trying more to only focus on the great parts of it and kind of like dismiss or I don't feel pretend, but like kind of like leave out all the negative things about that. It's kind of like looking, you take the best picture out of all of them to frame, right? That sort of thing. So just be mindful of that. Don't, so just be mindful of that. So give us some energy, give us a message to clarify this Six of Swords. Give us some energy, a message to clarify the Six of Swords. Please, if this resonates with you, don't forget to leave a comment, to like, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate you. If you're ever interested in a personal reading, my personal contact information is listed in the description box below. And there is the Justice card. And look at this Justice card, because every time I see this card, I see someone coming out of their shadow into the light, right? Like they're balancing their feminine, masculine, they're dark in their light side, they're coming out of a dark space and into the light. Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, giving me that indication that someone is, freeing themselves, taking that sword and cutting off or cutting away the things that have bound, that they've been bound to. I feel, look, and with the Death and the Eight of Wands underneath that as well. I feel like the Queen of Swords are, and it doesn't have to be a female. It can be male, female, no gender in tarot, but it's showing up as a queen. I'm just saying that. But I feel behind the scenes, you've been really mastering the realm of your mind, right? Your thoughts, your ways of thinking, the communication you're processing, the information you're taking in, that sort of thing. And I feel like there was something that has been discovered or that it's time to, or you've gone through some sort of transformation about. I do feel like I feel like this ascension has completed out an old cycle for you, and now you're moving quite quickly towards the future, towards balance, towards what's right, fair, and just, towards stability, towards security, towards like-minded energies. Take what resonates, release what doesn't. Give us a message or some energy on this Four of Pentacles. These two want to pop up, so look. This is the Chariot with the Four of Wands. And to me, this is again the Chariot showing up, you moving forward, right? Quite quickly. I do see towards victory and towards success. Again, I feel as you're moving forward, you're having this nostalgia, really looking back or something like that. But this is moving forward towards, this is a victory and success card. Four of Wands is talking about victory and success as well, in the home, in the family. It could be some sort of long-term connection, commitment. It doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a marriage or something like that, but it can also be as far as your career goes. I feel that like this right here, Four of Pentacles. Ooh, all right. We'll leave it like this because obviously they wanted you to see these cards. Here's the Four of Pentacles clarifying that Four of Pentacles, right? And you see someone protecting themselves, protecting their assets. And I feel like that's what you're kind of like looking back on, what you're reminiscent of is looking back at maybe a period where you didn't, where you looked at everything was a, sweet and good to go and this, that, and the other thing, but I feel you learned something. Like, and again, I'm not denying or seeing, or, I am not denying that there could have been very good, happy, loving times, nurturing times, great times in the past, but there was something that I feel you had to protect yourself from. And these cards did fall out, so I'm going to give you these cards. And I feel like you had to make a choice or a decision to take action because there was something happening with your manifestation, right? You had to complete out the world card, complete out a cycle because it was like I feel like you were just plateaued, like you were stuck, you were stagnant, things weren't going anywhere. It felt like a repetitive thing. It just didn't, I just feel like you were, it feels restricted. I've seen the tower so many times, and I did see the devil, so I felt like you were, it was kind of like you were bound to something that was stunting your growth, is how I'm feeling. And I feel like you recognize this, you've seen this, you were enlightened. The tower came through, some sort of news information or conversation took place, and you really ultimately got to see the truth of a situation and, go from there. So, again, this is what I'm seeing. That this reading is meant for the end of October, for the remainder of October. So take what resonates, release what doesn't. Please don't forget to leave a comment if this resonates with you, and like and subscribe to the channel. I thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Sending you love and light.